Hello viewers, welcome to another presentation on my channel, Nick the Tutor. We are looking at modal verbs. What are modal verbs? Modal verbs are auxiliary or helping verbs. The word auxiliary and helping mean the same thing. Those two can be used interchangeably, and that doesn't alter or change the meaning of the sentence. So when we say auxiliary, we mean the same as helping. What is the function of modal verbs? Modal verbs are meant to aid or help the main verb bring out the sense in a sentence. Without modal verbs, the main verb doesn't bring out the meaning very well. You can read through and you feel something is not right somewhere. It is because, for sure, a modal verb will be missing. So with a modal verb, you find that the sentence brings out the meaning very, very well. I have about 4 pairs of modal verbs that we are going to discuss or look at today. Each modal verb has got some requirements. If it has got more than 2 requirements, or I was leaving out the others without an example, that is the part that I want you to work on today. Or after you watch this video, you check that in your Google and you see if you'll be able to find the answer to that. That will help you. That's part of growing. That's part of learning as well, because everything doesn't need to be provided. Spoon feeding can be dangerous. I have brought most of the things, but I have left out gaps deliberately so that you search for those and you enrich your language, because the whole essence of what we're doing is language enrichment, building up our language. So we start with can. Can has got 2 requirements. Can be used to mean ability, something that someone is capable of doing. Can also be used as a way to request. So under ability, I said Julie can swim. That is something that Julie can do. It's not something that she can start learning now. No, she has already gone through the learning process. She is capable. She is able to swim. With could, we are talking of past ability or a suggestion or a future possibility. Right? I only gave one example and I want you to place it correctly. Is it past ability? Is it a suggestion? Is it future possibility? Julie could swim when she was young. Place it correctly. Let's go to may and might. May is talking of permission for future possibility. Again, when we talk of the future, it has not happened. It's something that we only look forward to. May I borrow your pen? There are chances that the person might say, I'm using it, or I'm leaving very soon. So that means it's not possible that you will get the pen. Might is present or future possibility, now or later. Example that I gave there is, we might win, but I doubt. It's a future possibility. We might win, but maybe looking at the strength of the opposing team, someone is already doubting such a possibility. Must and ought to is our third pair of modal verbs. Must concentrates on necessity or obligation. And the example that I gave is you must have an identity. Is it necessity? Is it an obligation? I want you to justify your answer. If you say it's necessity, what are your reasons, or what is your reason? If you say it's obligation, again, it will be very nice to have a very sound reason as to why you say it's obligation. With ought to, I said what is right and correct. I just missed underlining the word right and correct. You're supposed to do what is right and correct. So when we use ought to, we are actually emphasizing on the importance, or on those two, right and correct. You ought to apologize for what you did. Can you think of other examples which meet the requirement of ought to? Your own examples. I've given you mine. It's right that someone should apologize for what they did. Maybe they shouted at somebody, an adult, and now they ought to apologize for what they did. Maybe they took something without permission, that is stealing. Again, they need to apologize for what they did. Think of your own examples. The fourth pair is shall and should. Shall, you are offering or suggesting. Offer or suggestion. Shall I call here? Where do you put it? Is it an offer? Is it a suggestion? Justify your answer. Give more examples to show that you have understood what you're talking of. Then we have should. Should is advice or uncertain prediction. The example I gave is, he should call again. Is it advice or uncertain prediction? Where does it fall? After putting it in the right category, think of other examples that will satisfy either advice or uncertain prediction. Putting the knowledge that we have learned into practice is a sure way to show that we have understood what has been put across or what we have learned. I have also given you another task. I have put those two, that pair, will and would. What is the condition for using will, and what are the examples? What are the conditions for using would, and what are the examples? I leave that one to you. Go through them, look at them, together with the gaps that we left in our previous models. And I'm sure if you go through those, you will be in a better position to understand and use these models very well. This is not an exhaustive list of the models. These are just a part of the several models that we meet in our everyday usage of English, or in our everyday spoken and written English. as you go through, check some of these and see if they're models, and you add to the list. That's the only sense of my videos. They are there to prompt you into action, prompt you into finding more about a certain aspect that we have discussed in a certain at a certain point in our discussions. So continue to tune in, continue to check for my videos every week, and you won't go wrong. Thank you, viewers. Until we meet again, bye.